girl, where you watch, look where you watch, know where you watch, choose the right thing to watch, and this enough to watch. Sticky Stucky Sweet TV with Keith Gag on Facebook and YouTube. And that enough to watch. The movie star fly take off from Palpatine TV said that. Boom!
A big sound, a play a big tune.
Ja holy Emmanuel I, boy. Ja Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. Well, Gideon go busting out them head again. So much oppression, poor people face right now. Them crying out for freedom. Them crying out for free speech. Then said them want to stand up like them black liberators, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther and the ancient monarchy where come pave the way, sir. Free up black people from it, tear down them fence, yeah. Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon, well, the Gideon go busting out them head. I listen, I the power of the Trinity. Give us the teaching of His Majesty, and we know war, not every...
Blue, Mr. Gargan, blue. Blue till me dance up me toe.
Up and running, up and gunning. Sticky Stucky Sweet TV. Cassava, passava, mind over matter. Another one again. Up and running. Damion Crawford. Speak out, trying to protect the constitutional rights because it has been abused by the JLP. Yeah, man, it's abused, really abused, bad. You know, when woman abuse, even some man as well, because you know you have woman abuse man too, you know, and them take it and it then cloak up in one corner. Anyway, this Constitution is really abused and beat upon and butter and things like that. And it can't be like that, you know what I mean? And this is the thing I say now. It comes down to this again when we talk about Mark Golden and Damion Crawford. This is the bright man and the bright future for the leader, you know, really, you know. And you know, see, it's like when you blacklist somebody from... I get blacklisted already, you know, from record company, you know, and we can see what the struggle when we go through and things like that. But, you know, we go through and fight and things like that. But anyway, yeah, man, Mark Golden is the same person who is responsible for where it reach right or so, you know, him and Peter Bunting. And people feel really, because when me deal with my things, I deal with facts and I come dissecting and come back and we can show me at about. Mark Golden is the one who is responsible for this thing with the writers or with the Constitution. That's why JLP and Andrew Wallace can really abuse it and do what they want to do and come into something when it makes sense and things like that and wash and people feel. Because that go on. You know what I mean? A sugar coat up thing and a fucking put sticking plaster and things and rate and lele. Mark Golden and Peter Bunting cause it. Because if they never divide the party and talking about unite, them is the one who start this shit, you know. PMP would be strong. But if PMP weak and them get voted out and things like that, and there's a couple of handful of them, like, them can't do nothing. But no, that's why Mark Golden, I don't know why I'm going to talk this again, you know. All who are going the unpopular thing about the JLP. Because JLP is very, very unpopular, you know. But if you have a strong leader, you put up a man who really can really talk about things that make the people in here and go. The Mark Golden just, they're doing gimmicks, you know, a dance and a go on and blah, blah, and things like that. And I try to talk the patois and go on like, because in real life, on the same talk. But when it comes to politics, them do that. They all do that. You look at Andrew Wallace, when he was in Parliament, him try to, you know what I mean, language the patois type of style. That's why him come talk about the clerks, the rate and lele, when they on the campaign. That's how them behave. Because what them do, them know Jamaican people mind set in everything. And them play upon them things there. That's why I'm say all the while, them ride poor people like a donkey, climb up on them back like a ladder. And then when they reach to the top, they push out the ladder. And you're on a busy day again. That's how it's there. And that go on. So Mark Golden, you see him cause this whole thing for the reach. So if anyway the PMP is strong. And then they divide that party and them strong and them have them 29, MP. Because first of all, the party divided from Peter Bunting just before the election. And Andrew Wallace see that and use that as his film advantage, yeah. And then realize that, And them now them try to break away and things like that and leave poor Peter Phillips and things like that. And that caused the party to wriggle down like this, And people don't realize that. So people talk about Andrew landslide and things like that because divided party don't win the election. And they sword upon them from ever since. And the one man who don't come now as a strong man, the people want, what the people, because them people don't want what the people want. They want to give the people where them want to give the people. So they set up this thing with Mark Wallen as a roadblock. And he's not going nowhere because he's not electable. And no matter what nobody else say, because I want to see the PNP win, I want to see the back of this government, believe you me. But it don't make sense that prime government I come have a leader party and things them can do some things they go fall them on because the government unpopular. Because the government have a machine. And the most important thing that people don't realize, how the government abuse the constitution and I get away with it, And this man, Damion Crawford, that come bore with some whole night, They will use the same constitution and win the election. And if PMP even win, them can challenge it like Donald Trump. That's what you see Donald Trump do. You can challenge it and overturn it and then get away with it the same way because Jamaica people not going to do nothing. They just going to take it as it is because that me say what Jamaican people stay right, Them buy everything. Butcher Bantan said the same thing. You don't want no friend because friend just follow and follow everything. You know what I mean? And at that, Jamaica gone to them follow every blood clot thing. You know what I mean? So Mark Wallen, personally, some people are going and here's some YouTuber, popular YouTuber too, But they might call her name, what back Mark Wallen and they can't say Mark Wallen never rang for him. Because we know Mark Wallen can't rascal deliver himself. Things him sit down and the house make Andrew Wallace I call him beloved friend. When them just give themselves 200% raise up here. And I bring the man and I talk about a pint for the man and I said that is my beloved. And the man come back and say nothing in the state. What kind of blood clot pram man is this? And when people talk them things well a joke. Well I don't care because I'm gonna start the things them where you see it. You have to be a pioneer in everything, right? So me personally, that is there, that is that, and that is there where it is. So we are go back to Damion Crawford now. This is the future leader, the future prime minister, the man who can take the PNP back to where it is. People who come out here and vote for this man. Because Lisa, and I mean I say Lisa, she the 10 times better than Mark Wallen to anyway, because she and him run off. So I put Lisa on her side because Lisa and I kind of flip-flop. Because she flip-flop on the current razor pay. So I kind of lose some respect for her still. And she don't have the belly like Damion Crawford anyway. She don't come over strong and she don't have the belly. But this is the man. And even at this stage, them have a little guy named Damion, what his name? The chairman. Dayton Campbell, who is now good. Him have a lot of bangarang and baggage on him name. And him, Mark Wallen put up front. And Angela Brown Burke or Black Burke or whatever. Yeah, them little lazy, lame duck, them put around that word him, So all who are going, people come out and but you see some of these Jamaica people don't really realize that the voters, them that's what I'm saying, Butcher Bantan, say I will repeat it again. He no want no friend, he no keep friend because friend just follow everything, want to hear everything and follow it. Same way with these PNP supporters. The same come out and them not look at the deeper part of politics and say this man is not ready. Win election like that. You have to have a strategy. You have to electable. You have to have a package, right? You have to have a package, packaging everything. So you can't just come bagger and things like that and things so well, and you can talk some patois and come on stage and dance and talk something where get up people want to hear or get up people on talk and things like that can work. And you use it and skillful with it and them get with it. But do you come try this now? No. You know, see, Damion Crawford, when he ready to use him like a patois, he can spin that in it. But apart from that, he's electoral, he's very electric in what he's talking about. And elected, you know, selected, speaking. So he's a very, he talk from a point of view as a statement. No bagger thing all the while. But Mark will just come on all the while with this patois him attack when it sound good. You can't want, I try if you do it. And that is not him. That is not him, people. So we go back to Damion Crawford now. This man put every time in have a speech, I have to carry him, you know. The man come bore some hole in the abuse of the Constitution, you know. Yeah, man. Bore up some hole where Mark where Dayton can't rascal do that. Mark Golden can't do that. Him should know what you see. Them are you, but you see what go around must come around. Okay, you see what go on. You go this karma is a thing, you know, it go fall at them face. And when them gonna realize, but anyway, them gonna go on. Andrew, I don't know if I will live to see that because you can't live to see things and things can happen because, you know, and people have a talk and know that is the reality of life. We are all here not to stay on earth forever. And people are sparse like that. Yeah, some people are sparse. You say, oh, and then, you know, people just live through things. So we can say, hope the Almighty Father can give me the strength and health for just see things happen as me talk here and see the thing, see Damion Crawford be a prime minister in the near future, whatever, because believe you me, Mark Golden not going nowhere and them gonna learn them lesson the hard way, you know. And just hold back something, because they don't want this guy to be prime minister because a long that is the stigma, you know. And him and Peter Bunting and Brownberg, them don't want that. They don't want Damion Crawford, they don't want Lisa, and for some reason, because, you know, Damion Crawford come from a humble background, just gonna be like Portia, right? They don't want them man there. They want a man like Golden, uptown. And he's so sick. But, you know, Damion Crawford just keep on the fighting, brother. Keep on the fighting, because when you speak, you really speak from the heart. And people can understand you. Even a little kid could understand him. Not Mark Golden will come with him bagger thing and trying to do something where it's not him. You know what you don't want to do that. And that's why I say, I travel so long. And me no rascal because I talk to my sister, you know. And we grew up, you know, but, you know, them go America when them a little blood clot or pitney. You know what I mean? Them talk about go America when, you know what I mean? Them teens. And if you hear how Clover speak, my sister, she even a reason about it, you know. And even next sister, them not talk like that. Marva, she said Marva talk the same here, Jamaica. So see, everybody have them one difference. So you never get me to try to speak spooky. Me not start the same way. What come out and people understand me. Me not go try to put up nothing, you know. And me I travel so long and you know what I mean. So me personally now go really try to speak spooky. Kind of makes sense. So what Mark Golden do? He might try to bring over the patois thing for please. He might try to do like Andrew Wallace. Andrew Wallace is Andrew Wallace. Mark Golden is Mark Golden. Keep me alone and do one thing and stop pretend, brother. And things like that. And Lego Damion Crawford, make him take up the reign and stop being naive. Yeah. Because the man is the right man. Because this is the man where Andrew Wallace afraid for like puss. Andrew Wallace not really Him laugh after you all the while, you know. All of them laugh after you. Them can't, don't think what them can do when Damion Crawford attack is try to make noise and overshadow him, you know. And then you have bias house speaker when I really reign in order. That could never happen in England. You know what I mean? When the speaker say, order, people will shut up. And anybody know Rastafari and still continue. Them suspend them out of the parliament for the day and them can get more than 1 day suspension. Them think there is democracy. Don't worry about my tongue tying up people. But you know, those are the type of thing where you find in England. So you see, people can't really talk as much as they want to talk and things like that. People have to look on the facts. Yeah, man, people have to look on the facts and find themselves and stop follow. Anything they want to hear, they just follow. And now have a mind of their own. You know, if you have a mind of your own, you can't just keep on follow. Anything you hear like that. You know, follow Andrew Wallace and make him canon about him clerks and things like that and use that as a strategy. Alright? And you buy it and say, oh yeah, then you come talk about bro God. Which bro God? You should never even take up a name like that. Should never take up a name like that. But people buy it and follow it. And you see what it reach, you know. So that it's what reach, you know, bad right now. You know, kids are dead by police, lock up in a zoo. And one man who even come now for help these poor people, them a try to really ban him from practice, which is Big Youth's son, Isaac Buchanan, all them rascal things. So there's nothing. So this a constitution really abuse, and at them abuse it so far, you know. A constitution don't even really finish it, you know. There's a pick through it and a pick out what them like and things like that. And nobody no get no conversation about it. You know what I mean? So it's a sticky situation. Anyway, people, we're going to the video. No long talking. And here with this man, I really say, I'm going to talk about things and I bore the world through the abuse of the Constitution. That's all I can say. And they have to listen. And I hope the country will listen to. And that's why I have to carry them things, you know what I mean? So my subscriber them when me have can share it on and things like that. Because every little make a muckle, you know. And that's all it is, you know. So some people have a look on that and some see it as a Jamaican tag and that mislead it say. And that is a real Jamaican icon that, yeah man. So here goes.
Mr. President, whenever there is a debate in the Senate, and I'll put it to you even in the lower house, there are many hurdles to cross before one reach to agreement. One initial hurdle is if the proposal abides by the Constitution. But that is not the only hurdle. My good friend, Senator Floyd Morris, stated that he is not prepared to be the judge on that matter. But it's clear that there's a difference in opinion on whether it crosses the first hurdle of being constitutionally correct. But if it was that we stopped only at the constitutionality of the bills before us, then many would not need a debate. Because the majority of bills that we debate and accept, reject, or quarrel about is not perceived by any side to be in contravention of the Constitution. So therefore, if there is indeed, and there clearly is by legal trained and legal luminaries, on this side, Senator Donna Scott Motley has said she believes there may be On that side, Senator Ransford Braham has said he believes there may not be. And there is an appropriate space for that conversation and that deliberation. And Senator Scott Matley said the court, and correctly Senator Don Webby said it is her right and our right and the nation's right to seek an answer if there is a difference in opinion. However, the debate don't stop there. The debate actually starts there because there are multiple other hurdles, as is what is being done, why it's being done, and how it's being done. Therefore, my first point of departure with Senator Golding Campbell is the treatment of the Constitution and the things within the Constitution. Every letter, every word, every sentence, every comma is important. And because of the importance of the Constitution, is even more important than some of the other bills that we have looked at in here. Indeed, while I served in the lower house, it is in this house that I knew the vast importance of a simple comma, or a term shall or may. Have we not had extensive debates and indeed recommended changes to a single word in bills less important than the Constitution? So therefore, any change, if it's even a comma, deserves a treatment that recommends to the nation and its citizens that the Constitution is very, very, very important. What therefore is the reason for, is it chagrin, for consternation, for concern, is, it seems to me, the treatment of the Constitution in this particular change belies the importance that the Constitution should have and creates precedent that any Jamaican should be concerned about. Indeed, Senator Bunting, if an act happens on its own, it may receive less weight than it is a part of a trend. Most mathematicians and scientists will say that a number by itself has less answers than a number as a part of a trend. We have seen in this country, in recent times, as perceived and created by this government, multiplicity of acts that could be perceived and that has been found to be treating the Constitution that as less important than it should be treated. The grave concern of this particular one, therefore, is because it is a continuance of what we had recognized even more recently as the act of implementing new states of emergency to avoid coming to the Parliament for its extension. That could not have been the intent, or as Senator Webby said, the spirit of the Constitution, that to avoid the Parliament, you do a new one every 14 days, as versus come for an extension and risk a debate. We have seen where the Justice Sykes would have been asked or considered to have, what was it, a probation period as Chief Justice. We have seen where senators were asked to sign letters committing them to agreement. Well, undated only means the length of their commitment into infinity. But they could have signed one for just this debate. And then this debate moves on. In fact, if I should go back to the state of emergency in this house, I think it was the leader said thank the Lord, we will not consider that recommendation. And then did it. No, I can't call Uncle Randy, Dave. I'm biased in this. I'm biased. And knowing him, he still believes it to be true. So this particular one, on the what, and the why, and the how, is creating concern because I'm not saying if it can be done. I'm not an authority in the law. What I'm debating is if it should be done. And if it should be done in this way. What are some of the considerations that we have before us? One of which is that the Constitution is the supreme law. And indeed, if there is a discrepancy between another law and the Constitution, it is the another law that is supposed to be corrected. What we have is a recommendation that the discrepancy's direction of correction is to correct the Constitution. Now, this might be in the case. No, you have to give me a chance. Yes, because other than that, we won't leave here. Huh? And he's my neighbor, I know. But what I'm saying is that the precedent of saying, of thinking, of acting in a way that the Minister of Justice says the correction of the Constitution is based on its contravention of the Pensions Act. Let us look then. And I quote, the proposed amendment, if amendment is change, correction, to the Constitution will allow for the expansion of the term of service for 60 years, from 60 years to 65 years, thereby addressing the inconsistencies that currently exist between the two pieces of legislation and by extension creating a more equitable playing field for all, unquote. So, well, I'm saying that by practice, that by precedent, that by rule, we should be careful of the direction of correction, and people therefore are concerned. I also must suggest to you that and I've been watching some cases now on YouTube, so I'm a YouTube lawyer now. And yeah, I'm a lawyer, village lawyer. But I've seen where they're saying some cases don't have the gun, don't have the nothing, but it is built by just different things coming together. What circumstantial evidence. And then the judge, you watch a case them to me, yeah? Oh, Tom is teaching a law. And the jury should put all those circumstantial evidence together and use logic to make a determination. Indeed, I have no axe to grind. I think I've met the DPP once. But circumstantial evidence suggests that there seems to be a correlation with the date of the end of the current DPP's contract and the act and rush to ensure that the last day of Parliament before that date treats with a matter that for some reason couldn't wait on all the other changes that is coming, that for some reason couldn't wait on Parliament coming back in, but also that with the date of the end of the DPP's contract being September 2023, there has been no internal nor external effort to find a new DPP. So therefore, if the government had intended that the September 2023 meant something for the office of the DPP, then the government would have mistreated that intention, having not made no attempt, no advertisement, no interview, no nothing. And to my knowledge, no succession planning, as Senator Dunwebby said. And to my knowledge, you can't have an acting DPP. Senator Scott Matley, am I correct that you can't have an acting DPP? You can't have an acting DPP. So maybe the government was intending to go through a process of acting DPP. Yes, that never company. The algorithms never carry that one. But maybe the government had intended, in spite of the fact that the government gave an extension 3 years ago to end in September, and knew that that extension would have been up. Not only did they give 3, they give 3 even though available to them was 5. They said 3. And the GG. And not only was 3 agreed to, a basis was presented by the government. That basis was 2 very important cases, one of which was the Klansman case, and the other one, Wilson. Both have been completed. And not only completed, none was led by the current DPP. In fact, they are being led by people who are still there and who don't know in year 63. And that's an important point. Because if it is that we're going to change the constitution, it must be that we find that the needs of the society or the interest of justice is about to be served. That desperate actions are for desperate measures for desperate situations. What is the desperation? What is the desperation that we have observed that there can be no delay in the correction of something such as the age of retirement, when the only real emergency is the age of the current holder of the office of the DPP? What therefore? No one else has predicted to me what is the emergency. What's the emergency why October is too late, even though this reality existed for 3 years? The Pension Act has been established for 3 years, which means that the discrepancy has been there for 36 months. 6 years? The change was 2017? So the discrepancy existed for 6 years? For 72 months? 72? Yes. I was going to give them the number of days, but it was risky. It was risky. Yes, I have some calculator over there. What has caused for we to be called back to Parliament? For all the quarrels to be ignored? For the consultation to be unnecessary? What's the emergency? And also, why would we put an office so important into not only disrepute, but to contravene what is one of the basic rules of justice, that it must not only be done, but it must be seen, perceived, believed to be done? We're not going to last. But in this house today, 2 members of that side have accused the government of being an enemy of the DPP. There was one article, why Mark Golding, what is his issue, or something like that. This is the person, the office, that will decide on who to carry to court, who not to carry to court. Now the public is left with the unfortunate possibility, that they are going to analyze decisions of the office by who is an enemy and who is a friend. Instead of in a method as proposed by Senator Scott Matt. So, I said to you, therefore, that the office of the DPP, first of all, the Constitution is not an ordinary law. It's not an ordinary document. And no matter what is the level of the sentence or the section, should be treated lightly, none at all. But the office of the DPP is also not an ordinary office. And so therefore the treatment of that should also be handled in a particular way. This is not the first that we have been having this rush. I remember when there was the Road Traffic Act, and it was a straight rush. I remember my colleague, Senator, on many occasions had to ask that his disability be considered and time be given for him to review. This is not the first that these things are coming. And so therefore, what we're asking is that this not be that treatment. There's also, Mr. President, a suggestion that there was no consultation with the DPP and no consultation with the Attorney General about these extensions, the office of the DPP. So not only a breach, but they don't have any commitment that September means.
A big sound up here, big tune.
Ja oli Emmanuel I, boy. Ja Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. Well, Gideon go busting out them head again. So much oppression poor people face right now. Them crying out for freedom. Them crying out for free speech. Then said them want to stand up like them black liberators, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther and the ancient monarchy where come pave the way, sir. Free up black people from me tear down them fence, yeah. Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon, well, the Gideon go busting out them head. I listen, I the power of the Trinity. Give us the teaching of His Majesty, and we know war, no devil philosophy. Not tentacle for man's skin is of no more significant well to the color of his eye. Remember all the war long in 1935.